This is how it sounded on the Blue Jays radio network.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Scream and flex from Hoffman. The Blue Jays are back in the ALCS for the first time since 2016. They down the Yankees in their own yard, and they're the first team in baseball's Final Four.
Okay, Blue Jays radio network. Dave Sims, of course, is the play-by-play voice for the Yankees radio network. He joined us a couple of days ago to talk about maybe his lack of enthusiasm for a Vlad Guerrero grand slam. Fritzy called him out on that. So we thought, let's juxtapose the two calls there. So here's Dave Sims and the end of the Yankees season.
Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it. The Toronto Blue Jays are going to the American League Championship Series, which starts on Sunday as Hoffman gives a very defiant look at the Yankee dugout. Now, very sad ending to a Yankee season here in 2025.
Okay. Todd, you, of course, the big judge of Dave Sims' enthusiasm or lack thereof.
A little morbid. I was kind of hoping he would take it with a, how about that Blue Jays? He didn't do it. That's all right.
He did not. You don't. Are you okay with that kind of, very somber call?
Well, it ended the season, so I can wink at that, but it's very, very somber. And I guess you're trying to capture your audience. The Yankee fans are upset and sad, so you have to be sad.
Okay.
It's understandable.
All right. Yes.
Still a big moment for the Blue Jays, and then moving on to the ALCS, that should be acknowledged. Even as a Yankee now.
Yes, Paul.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge play like a game-ending home run by the Blue Jays where he had to do the excitement and then bring it back down. It was more, and with all the men left on base, it was like you could feel the disappointment coming. So he captured the tone.
And I think that there was speculation. There wasn't anything that was concrete that maybe Aaron Boone would lose his job if they got swept. And we had Christopher Mad Dog Russo on. He goes, nope, front office loves Boone, loves Cashman. Cashman's been there in some capacity since 1986. But Aaron Boone looks like he'll survive, even though they got one win out of this. And you have to start to wonder, are the Yankees okay with this? From a certain standpoint, are they okay that your team is good, you have maybe the best player in the game, you have a pretty hefty payroll, but are you okay not going to the ALCS? Like, how would you sum this up? If you're a Yankee person in the front office or Aaron Boone, is there any part of you that goes, okay, like, did you exceed expectations? Because I would be disappointed if growing up and seeing the Yankees when the Yankees were truly dominating and spending more money than anybody. But that's not the case anymore. They've almost become kind of prudent where, we're going to pick and choose. We're not going to go crazy on the Soto contract. And, we've got a couple of good guys here. I mean, they overpaid for a couple of players. Are they still paying Jacoby Ellsbury? He might still be getting paid by them. But it just feels like – and they didn't have Garrett Cole. So that's one of the best pitchers in the game. But I don't know. This wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have, been kind of stuck in neutral with George Steinbrenner. I just can't imagine he would go, yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, they won one World Series game since, 2016? Yes, Todd. Is that right, Marvin?
2009.
Oh, 2009.
The last time they won was against the Phillies in 2009 when they won the World Series.
No, I'm talking about winning a game.
2009.
World Series.
So they won one World Series game, and that was last year.
Yes, games.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yes, Todd.
Is it enough of a Band-Aid that they can say they knocked out the Red Sox in the playoffs as far as who's keeping their jobs and having anything positive to say about this season for the Yankees?
I don't think this was a great Red Sox team. I think this Red Sox team felt like they overachieved a little bit. But if I'm a Yankee fan, no. This ain't about the Red Sox anymore. No? Because the Red Sox aren't the second best team or the best team in the American League. Toronto is a young team, and they got a lot of power, score a lot of runs. Tigers aren't going away anytime soon. Seattle, up and coming, young team. So you got to start thinking bigger picture here than, hey, we beat the Red Sox. That wouldn't satisfy me. Yeah, Paul.
The Yankees are currently at 16 straight seasons without winning a World Series, and that ties their longest stretch in the history of the franchise. They went from 79 till 96 without winning, so 16 years then as well.
And having been there when George would fire Billy Martin a couple of times, he just didn't, and it was very reactionary. You were never surprised that George was going to do something like that. And granted, there has to be somewhere in between of today's, Yankees back to when George was there, but still accountability. And I'm not, I guess pleading for or suggesting they fire Aaron Boone. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his from the standpoint of analytics. And here's a guy who played the game. Brother played the game. His dad played the game. His dad managed. Like, gut feeling still has a place in the game, and it doesn't always feel that way when I look at the Yankees. But I'm just surprised. But then you're going to say, or at least I would say, all right, who are you bringing in? Because how many great managers out there? And Aaron Boone, I think, is a very good manager. I just don't like when you bring out the binder and all of a sudden it's like you're ordering off a menu or something.